Hey there, tech fans. Rick here with a review of another great accessory for your Osmo Action that you may want to add to your kit. It's an aluminum mounting cage from a company called Scene that will not only protect the Osmo Action when you're out in the field recording, but it also provides a ton of versatility for mounting accessories on the cage and mounting the cage to other things like selfie sticks or tripods when you're out in the field. I love these kind of products because it enhances my ability to use the Osmo Action in rugged environments knowing I'm not going to damage the product. Now I'll start off with an unboxing to show you everything that comes in the kit. Then I'll spend a little bit of time talking about why I use cages like this and maybe compare it to some other options that are out there in the field, because a lot of companies are building these type of aluminum cages for the Osmo Action, and they were the same companies that built these similar cages for the Hero products in years past. I've always used a cage like this because it really just does tremendously improve my ability to mount things to it and make it a lot more durable when it's out in the field. Not that the original cage was bad, but to use this you have to add a lot of extra stuff to it. On this one, you've got a lot of different mounting options that allow you to really enhance how you're using your product in the field. So let's get started with the unboxing. I've already ripped open the box. If you open it up, what you'll find is a really nice bag that'll hold the cage, so you can actually put it in there when you're not using it. And even if you have the Osmo in it, you can slide it inside that bag. It's just a nice little touch that they built into it. They give you a cleaning cloth because you have a lens on the front, a UV filter actually. You've got an instruction manual, and then you get a little bag with hardware in it. Now the hardware contains the standard GoPro 3-finger mount for the bottom, but the unit comes with a standard 1/4-inch connector on the bottom. So the 1/4-inch 20 is right there. You can actually screw it right onto a tripod, and I'll show you how to do that. I've got a little desk tripod here, but you'll see that it'll mount right on that 1/4 20. So right out of the gate, when you slide your Osmo Action in this thing, you can use it right away on a tripod, which is really nice. But if you're using GoPro accessories, you get this little 3-finger adapter on the bottom, and there are 2 screws, and there's hardware and screwdrivers in the bag that allow you to attach this to the bottom. So right away, you've got a ton of versatility as far as mounting goes. Now to use the cage, on the back, there's a door that slides up like this, and that exposes the opening for the Osmo Action. So if I open up this cage and pop my Osmo Action out, all I have to do is basically slide it in from the back till it's nice and snug. And once it's in there, then I slide the cage door back on the back. And there's 2 little slots on the side that allow you to slide it down. And there's actually a clip at the bottom, and you'll hear it close. And that's pretty much it. Now you're protected inside that cage, so nothing's going to damage your Osmo Action. The nice thing about it is they provided cutouts for all the things you need. For example, on this side, a lot of times when you're recording, you may need to extend your recording time by adding an external portable battery bank with the USB-C connection on it. You can easily get at that connection, open up that door, and get access to that connector. So if you've got this mounted on a tripod, I can actually be charging it while I'm recording, which extends your recording time. All the buttons on the top have access points where you can get in and touch the buttons if you need to. You even got access to the side over here so the microphones aren't blocked. A lot of the cages I looked at had little holes in them that actually caused issues with the audio. So when you're recording and you've got audio through like a little hole in the case, you get a little bit of echo and it sounds very tinny. This has wide openings on both sides. Now, one thing you'll notice immediately is the large lens on the front, or I should say lens cover on the front. Now, that's one of the drawbacks of using a cage like this, is that it does slightly block the actual front display, which when I first saw it, I thought, man, that's going to really bug me. But the truth is it doesn't, because there's a trade-off there, and I'll talk about that in a second. But it does extend over that front display. Now, there are cages that are aluminum that look like this, which I call push-through cages, where essentially you're pushing the Osmo Action through the cage, and the original cover, that lens on the front, the UV cover on it, sticks out the front of it. The worry I have with that type of cage is that it really doesn't protect the front of that. So if I drop it face down on something hard, I'm going to crack that lens. Here, I've got complete protection for that lens cover inside the Osmo Action. The drawback is that you've got a little larger cover. The advantage to this, though, is that when you pop off this cover, you've got a 52mm threaded lens cover on here, which means it comes with a UV filter, but you can buy ND filter sets for this, ND4, ND8, ND16, that screw on the front of this and allow you to use those ND filters. The other beautiful part is that those ND filters for a 52mm lens tend to be less expensive than the custom ND filters you use on the Osmo Action. The benefit of this, in addition to that, is even if you don't want to use these larger 52mm lens covers, there's still enough room in there that if you bought the original custom lens covers, like the ND filters for the Osmo Action, you can still slide it through with those lens covers on in most cases and still have this extra piece of glass out here to enhance it with UV protection and also protect that lens. So to me, it's the best of both worlds. The challenge with the push-throughs, like I'd mentioned before, is that you have to use the custom Osmo Action lenses on that, or lens covers on it, the ND filters, and they tend to be more expensive, sometimes 3 times as much as a standard 52mm ND filter would be, and they're not protected. So I like the fact that I can push it through and everything's good to go. Now, as far as other mounting options go, it comes with a cold shoe mount on the top, so you could easily pop one of the light cubes on top there, or a microphone on top there. It just makes it a lot easier to add those accessories. I've also added a large bar that will let me put 2 different hot shoe accessories in it. So there are bars out there that'll slide into a cold shoe like this and have 2 extra cold shoe mounts on the top, or 1/4" 20s on the top. It just gives you a lot of extra mounting options. The fact that it's aluminum too means that if you start mounting stuff on there, even if you use one of those expansion bars on it, you're not going to damage the case. It's not like some of the plastic ones that are out there that if they get outside in the sun and you put a big bar on it and you got things hanging off it, they're going to get kind of wonky over time. So I love the fact that it's aluminum. It's not a terribly expensive product when you consider that it's aluminum. It's around $30, I think, on Amazon. And I'll put links below for the cage, the tripod, whatever you need. Everything you see here, there'll be links below for in case you're interested in picking that stuff up. But I like the fact that it's aluminum. It's not terribly expensive, but for me, I wouldn't take it outside without a cage like this. Now, I've used the original cage since it was released because I've been looking forward to companies coming out with an aluminum cage like this. And now that they're starting to hit the market, I picked this one up right away, and I just could not wait to get it out there with the Osmo Action in it. So it's been working out really well for me. Now again, your preference between the two, this one again has the larger lens on it. I explain why that's really important. You could go with a push-through as well, depending on your preferences, but my worry again with the push-through is that when that lens is sticking out the front, I've got protection all around it because it's aluminum, but if I drop this thing down on that lens, I'm going to crack that front lens. So I like the fact that I've got double protection on this one. And that's pretty much all I had for today. So if you want to check this out, again, I've got links below. I like doing these kind of reviews, so I'm hoping you guys are enjoying them. The channel's been very, very popular lately. We've got a lot of new subscribers, and we really appreciate that. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please hit that little subscribe button down there in the corner. Join the family because I've got a ton more clips coming on these type of action cameras, on drones, on all the home automation stuff we've been talking about, and a bunch of other high-tech gear. So you definitely want to be here this summer as we go through these reviews. And that's pretty much it. So thanks an awful lot for watching, and until next time, stay nerdy.